Hi, my name is Trevi.
And I'm Kate.
And welcome back to our podcast called
6 Feet Above. Yay!
Woo!
Happy birthday!
Clock it.
She 26.
Kicked off the family. Well, don't have a family unit anymore, but the family
real.
plan of the insurance.
That's like the worst part about growing up, literally.
So yeah, 26. I don't really know what else happens when you turn 26.
That's it. You like start becoming a real person and you get kicked off the health insurance.
Well, it's like the first year that you're like college and starts to just like not turn over and you just like start
Right.
aging. Like I went to go get Botox, like I said in the last episode.
Clock.
I am starting to notice, like year by year, I'm like paying a little bit more.
Oh my gosh.
Like,
Okay, not to be annoying, but how much is Botox? I need to know.
can I off the record?
Yeah.
No idea.
Okay. You're going to Miami tomorrow.
Yeah, wait. So I am going to Miami tomorrow, and I really would like to look like I'm from there and not like hide inside of my house all day in LA and just like edit videos like a stupid.
Right. Oh.
Not the self-degrading on my birthday.
Yeah, but I'm actually kind of begging. Take a shot right now.
She handed this ginger shot to me.
Because we used to take those together 2 years ago when we visited LA. Remember?
Well, yeah, it was specifically the ones we would take were the
Intense.
I think they were like the pressed ones.
Yeah, and this one's low budget.
Oh my god. There's also probiotics and I halfway through the episode.
And please, and immunity. And now that you're 26, you might get shingles, so keep drinking that.
What do you mean? What happened?
Well, I don't know. I got shingles.
Are
I'm
you
26. Yeah. What do you think about it? I am.
Like no tea, but like how's the vagine?
Guys, I don't know. It's good.
What do you mean? You said like I guess.
Guys, about my vagine and the lump I found on it.
I'm not gagging at that. I'm gagging.
Yeah, you are. So that's crazy. But I got an ultrasound for the lump on my vagine, and then she goes, "We might need to do a transvaginal one."
Oh my God, me.
I know, fuck, I knew you were gonna say. The second it came out of my mouth, I was like, I know what's to come. But it's when they stick the wand up your Yahoo.
Oh, it's like Yahoo Google Bing.
Right, exactly.
Up your vagine.
And she was like, maybe we need just a better look at it. And I go, I don't like that. And but anyways, when she asked me to do the transvaginal one, she was like, are you married? And I was like, no, but like I can see why you would think I was.
Right.
And then she was like, are you a virgin? And I was like, no. And she was like, we don't do it on non-virgins. But why'd you ask me if I was married?
Wait, they don't do it on
If you're a virgin, they don't do the transvaginal wand. But like, why'd you ask if I was married? Just
probably a different way of asking if you're sexually active.
That's the only way someone can be sexually active. It was anti-woman to me.
That's honestly that clock that. Actually.
So guys, I don't know, but I'm feeling good. The shingles on my back are clearing up. I woke up the other day, shingles all over my thigh.
Oh.
I go back to urgent care yesterday. Not urgent care, my primary doctor. Hello, health insurance. And he goes, it's not shingles, it's a spider bite.
Do any of these people who went to school for like 12 years know what the actual
So that's what I was looking at him like he was a fucking
buffoon.
Beavis buffoon butthead. And I was like, shut up. It's obviously shingles. And he gives me some like ointment. It's gone today. It was a spider bite. Can I go a day without a rash? A day.
A day. On a different part of the body.
Like.
Because your body's going to just start growing new limbs just to like put a new rash on it.
Like a girl, I don't know, guys. Like, I know I appear like I have it all together.
Yeah, I know you're perfect.
I am covered in rashes. So.
You're like under all of this dominatrix leather.
It's a cry for help.
It is a cry for absolute and utter help.
Help me. Anyways.
Well, I mean, you are in good spirits, and
that's all we can do.
You know, one ointment at a time.
I've always said
We're
that.
going to get to perfect health.
Yeah.
And pitch.
I guess. Yeah, and pitch.
If you are watching this on YouTube and you're driving or trying to fall asleep and you just want to listen to the audio, I highly encourage you to go to the description and listen to the audio version. I hate to interrupt you in the middle of this episode, but it would really help us if you liked, commented, subscribed, and clicked the notification bell so YouTube knows that you F with us. So we love you.
Okay, how are you?
I'm good. It was my birthday yesterday, obviously, because we just talked about it. I threw a birthday party, probably for the first time. I invited 200 people type shit. birthday party for the first time in like
nightmare. That's a nightmare for me.
Like pre-COVID. Like I wanted to say like 2017, 2018 was probably the last time I did something like that. Hosting something for like a large gathering, like a large gathering of people, but like I'm doing it for my birthday, and also like trying to make sure that like every single person is like having a good time.
That's your thing. You like freak out if people aren't having a good time.
Yeah, even it's just 3 people, 5 people, or 200 people. I will literally be up everyone's and not be like, "Are you having a good time?" But at the same time, I'm like, "Everything good?"
Yeah.
I'm like that mom from Mean Girls where she's like,
"Yeah,
y'all want a drink?"
Yeah.
Me sober. I'm like,
literally.
So, I know I was honestly contemplating like renting out the bar too and like making it an open bar. I'm like,
that would have been
hold
crazy.
on, like pull yourself together.
Yeah,
girl.
Please God.
So it was honestly, I loved the party. I loved the turnout.
Yeah, I had so much fun.
You came.
It was a blast.
It was.
Yeah.
For you.
Right. Not for you.
It was a blast for Harper. It was a blast for everyone on that partyful list except moi.
And it's not girl.
Yeah, I don't think it's that it was necessarily the venue or the people or anything that, you know, lack thereof is like causing that. I think that I'm just not meant to like host.
Yeah, I don't think anyone is. I don't think anyone enjoys it. We all just feel like we have to do it, especially on our birthday. We're like, this year's going to be different and I'm going to have fun on my birthday. It always sucks. I'm sorry. Have you ever had a good birthday? Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, all 25 before.
Okay.
Especially,
so
honestly,
I guess
all
it's just
22
me.
before. Oh, clock it, pre-sobriety.
So real, so
Kidding.
real. No, that's actually real. Okay.
So, yeah, it was Libra season. We begun it, and I'm a September Libra, and I did the best I could. I kicked and gagged, but I would say that my actual birthday, which was yesterday, the time we're filming it is October 1st, So yesterday, I just kind of did whatever I wanted.
Love.
And I think that was, like, my day that I was like, I think I had a really good time.
Good.
I ended up at Poppy for some
I saw you at the club. I was like,
reason.
God bless.
Yeah, random reason. I left after an hour, but still.
Was it good? It was good.
What's his name performed? A Boogie with a Hoodie?
Oh.
Hot.
I don't know what he looks like, but he's the one that's like,
da 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 bitch, I'm drowning.
No, isn't that Kodak?
He's featured on the song.
Oh. One of your friends, Clock It, thought that she triggered me with her drinking. You don't have to put that in.
Wait, tell me more.
One of your friends who I think is so sweet, I love her, I like was leaving and I went up to her to hug her.
Oh,
and
I know who you're
she like put her hand over her mouth. She was like, no. And for a second I thought she just like thought I was a fan, which I am. But at the same time I was like, no, I'm just saying hey. And then she was like, no, I love you so much, but I'm so drunk. I'm so sorry. And I was like, girl, you should be. Like, oh my good God. Just for the record, we don't care if you're blackout around us. Just don't have Coke breath in our face. But you can be drunk around us. In fact, we encourage it. Not like that, but no.
In fact, we actually encourage peer pressuring us as well.
Right, yeah, exactly. But no, I thought that was funny
is?
and cute.
Like, there was this group of girls last night at the club, and like, they knew it was my birthday because the sign.
And the fame.
Right. And they didn't know anything about me. They didn't, obviously, we were strangers. And she's like, birthday girl, it's time to take a shot. And I'm like, oh, no, I don't drink. And she goes, you look at me right now. It is your birthday.
Oh, my God.
And she's like, you deserve this more than anyone in this entire room. And I'm like,
you're like, you're right.
The wheels are turning in my head.
God.
I'm like, dude.
You're like, I do deserve this.
And then that's when I have to pull out I'm like, Mama, it's been 3 years. Psychosis.
And what'd she say?
She goes, it's the same thing every time. Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
And then she's like, you're such a queen. Oh my God.
You're so brave for that.
Yeah.
You know, I tried stopping drinking for like a day once. It was so hard.
Yeah, and you're like, oh.
Oh, that's not.
Get a journal.
No, get a Substack.
Okay, cute.
Clock the insurance tea though. Don't you have lore?
I have lore. My friend, guys, I'm not a doctor. I don't work at an insurance company, so don't come for me. My friend said...
I don't think doctors work at insurance
I know.
I think
I'm
they
not
work
a podiatrist. Okay. My friend said she like claimed insanity or something and like stayed on her parents' health insurance till she was like 30.
I have one question.
What? I know. And what does that mean? Couldn't tell you.
But how do you...
She just like said she had mental health problems, which she does. Love you if you're watching.
How do you claim insanity on yourself?
I just know that she was like, if you have severe mental health issues, you can stay on your parents' insurance. And I was like, you can't? Like, I didn't know that.
Right.
Did you?
Should I clock in?
Perhaps.
Perhaps?
No, I think you're like too stable.
Well, I can up.
Right. You are an actress, but I don't know.
Claiming insanity.
Claiming insanity. Do I have the wording right? I don't know.
I think that
what are words, you know?
No, because they're like little tongue movements at the end of the day.
So
it's
like don't ever come for me like that.
Yeah. I think that's an excuse we should use the next time we skip a week.
What are words? Oh, yeah.
So I'm claiming insanity on this
claiming
week.
insanity.
Guys, we're going to clock out for 1 week. That's what we should have did last week.
Hey, but let me tell
ago.
you something. Get on insurance fast, because if this rash gate has taught me anything, it's that insurance is important. So
really,
clock that.
Rashgate.
Yeah, well, I can't.
Rashgate.
Would love.
If you really think about it,
that.
my dress kind of looks like one big rash.
And it literally, it's kind of like triggering, but I digress.
It's like fluffy. It's very like
It looks like that COVID amoeba. Oh. What?
Insert photo here of under the microscope. Do I look like it?
I am obsessed with this dress.
No, it's everything. I mean, I think considering summer officially just ended.
And I'm happy and mad.
Happy and mad at the same time. I think that like this is a very transitional dress because it's like very slutty summer.
Yes.
But it's also got the like
You couldn't wear it in the summer though.
No, because you got the fluffification
It's
on
fluff,
it.
yeah.
That's giving very like it's getting a little bit cold.
Yeah.
And it's giving like the leaves changing colors.
Right? Okay.
Like the rash.
Like the rash. It is
Yeah.
blistering and it is healing.
Maybe that's what your body's going through. It's just like
Seasonal.
it
rash?
identifies as a leaf, so it's just changing colors. Me when I get a spray
I
tan.
identify as a I love that. I love that we live in LA and we're not in New York, because when it gets cold there, I get sad.
Well, babe, when it rains, it what?
Pose.
Yeah. Edgar Allan.
Precisely. And then you're like on the subway, it's freezing. Some guy's like jacking off in the corner. It's just not it.
Some guy's doing a transvaginal procedure on himself.
Can't. Oh, so you
man.
feeling depressed with the seasons changing, or what's your tea?
I don't think I'm like depressed, but I think consistently, and it's probably the birthday tea, but I think like consistently the past like 4 or 5 days, I've just been in like a pretty bad mood.
Moody girl.
Yeah, today's probably like the first day where it's like kind of shifting.
Amazing.
There's just like these final hours of the day. It's like, what time is it right now? It's like 9 p.m.
Oh my God, it's so late. I
Haven't
forgot.
packed. Go to Miami tomorrow.
That's kind of your tea, though. You're a late
I'm a
packer.
last minute tea.
Yeah. And it always works out, so.
I work extremely well under pressure.
You do.
Do you work well under pressure?
I try my best not to be in that
under
situation.
pressure.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'll be editing this like tomorrow.
No,
I'll have it out to
you're
you.
already
like,
editing.
yeah,
You
I'm
have an
editing it
AI
right now.
program.
Yeah, exactly.
Syncing the camera footage to it.
Right.
How are we doing with this season's changing?
I love it. I love autumn. I love Halloween. I love when it I sweat a lot, so this is kind of perfect for me.
Right.
I just feel motivated. I can't wait to go to New York.
Oh yeah, clock it.
Clock it, little plug. We added another show because we sold out.
I saw that.
I
and
know,
could
crazy.
not believe.
I was like, okay, so guys, come to the early Parallel Play live show October 26th.
Come to their residency.
But anyways, yeah, I'm feeling good. I think I've been like moody as well, just because of the rashes. They've honestly,
It's irrational.
it's irrational. It's been nerve pain with the shingles, but I'm still, getting up on those open mics.
Gabapentin.
And that's the tea.
I can give you some.
I wouldn't take something that's not prescribed to me.
So if I gave you like the smallest dose of gabapentin, like you'd start your sobriety day over tomorrow.
No, I just wouldn't take it.
But if you did.
I don't know. No. I mean, gabapentin wasn't my thing. If it was accompanied with a shot, maybe.
Okay, what about like a shroom? Because that wasn't your thing either.
No, my ex-boyfriend did shrooms and he was sober.
I feel like if I did like a shroom.
No, well, that's not.
Well, hold on. I feel like if I did like a shroom, like
a microdose.
Yeah, I don't think I'd like. That's a tough one.
It's just like why?
If there's
maybe
right.
stay away.
I feel like if there's like one thing that I'd like walk the line with is like probably like Molly.
Right.
Because it's like a one-time thing. You can't like. I mean, I know you can definitely get addicted to it, but at the end of the day, it's like I need like my serotonin to do its biggest.
Girl, you know what's crazy? And I don't know if this is bad, but the other day I was like, I get tired at night, like most do, but I do want to, I do want to shake ass. And there are some times where I'm like, damn, I wish I could do coke, not because I want to do it, just so I can stay up.
Kate, you would slay at coke.
I would. I slayed at Adderall. But no, I didn't. I became so mean on it.
Really?
If anyone made a sound that made me mad, I was like, shut the f-. But
really, and then you'd punch them.
No, I'm perfect, but yeah, sometimes in my head I'm like, damn, I just like wish I could do a bump. Not because I want to, because I want to stay awake.
Yeah, well, why don't we just like find like the right like thing for you?
Well, like energy drinks.
Yeah.
I've been like experimenting with different ones, and each different one presents a new feeling of energy, but it lasts like 10 minutes and I just want to go to bed.
Okay, but why does it last for 10 minutes these days?
Dude, the way I was about to plug an energy drink and I was like, wait, no, because they don't sponsor us.
No.
So, thank you, but how do you, I mean, but you can stay up at late
Well,
at
that's
night.
because I do coke.
Right.
Yeah. I actually
microdose
transvaginally
right.
put the coke up me, and then it slowly just
That sounds so nice.
blood streams in.
You know, I just
It's like a
don't wanna be
suppository,
tired.
but it's like
Yeah.
coke.
Low-key innovative.
Yeah. Wait, honestly, coke suppository?
Oh.
Because the international drug smuggling would go crazy.
Speaking of hosting,
Grinder.
You're showing up, you're putting on your best face, you know. You're like greeting the people whether they be close to you or not close to you. And I'd say you're kind of acting as not this up. Can you take it away?
So kind of like hosting a party. You kind of put on the best version of yourself for everyone around you.
Men
And
can
you know
relate.
when else you do that? You do that when you're trying to impress not just a group of people, but maybe one specific person. Clock this one out. Let's talk about first dates for 2 seconds, maybe 5 or 10.
Or just crushes in general.
Or crushes, honestly. I watched a video. When you're first feeling it out with someone in the beginning, and honestly, like, maybe I think this goes for both parties, but you become the representative of yourself.
Women, we're just like, you know, are a little nicer, a little sweeter. Men, their representative is a completely different person. Like, we are just a little like nicer to them. They're legit night and day. Like, you will have a crush on a man and you'll meet his representative and he'll be so sweet and fun. Come to find out, he's out of his goddamn mind. For us, we're just smiley and then maybe we'll have like a diva moment down the road. It's insane. Like, am I wrong? I'm not. What is wrong with you guys? Oh my God.
Every time you keep saying their representative, I'm just thinking like a little guy on
Yeah,
the shoulder.
it is. It literally is.
Because clock that.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I'm trying to keep that thought in the back of my mind that like person that you meet in the beginning isn't 100% them. So it's like,
yeah.
And I've fallen victim of like falling way too fast for someone because I like believed that like that's who they really were.
Me with anyone I've ever dated.
Or because, you know, they love bombed or they showed a little bit, you know, much affection and then they disappeared. And I'm like,
yeah, they asked me a question.
I'm like, no, babe, they didn't go anywhere. Their representative just clocked out.
They've been there
No, yeah.
the whole time. You idiots. Okay. Oh, God.
Wait, so do you have like a story about like,
yeah, I got something to say.
Oh, okay, that's crazy. I was talking.
I don't think we talked about it last episode, but Trevi and myself, yeah, we definitely talked about that.
Wait, Shingles X Pringles collab?
Please, okay, come on. Like, give me something to work with. So, last episode, I was like gagging with Trevi before this episode. Whoa. Talking is legit so cool. I was talking with Trevi about the fact that I have a crush on a guy, and that's very rare for
With
me.
a K. Lonopin.
No. So Trevi's like never met the guy, but I was showing her pictures, whatever. So I go to Trevi's birthday, and then the next night, me and my friend go out because we're like, you know what? Trevi's birthday was a blast. Let's go out again, recreate the night.
Did that work?
So I'm texting with the guy I like, and he meets us out. And when I tell you, he didn't ask me one freaking question. He was on his phone like the whole time. He was talking about some girl named Jasmine. And he was like, oh, she's something else. I mean, God, she's just... Yeah, anyways, like mansplains what parallel play is to me and Harper Rose, because I was with Harper Rose.
Your own show?
Yeah.
Like your show?
Yeah, he was like, you gotta be real. Like, that's what the people want. And I was like, so you're talking and that's crazy, because I never asked you to do that. And he's just like, so I'm very like sassy when I like a guy, because when I like a guy, I'm very standoffish. I pretend like they don't exist. I'm like, you know. And so Harper Rose was like, Kate, come on, like turn on the charm, like flirt with him. I was like, okay, I will. And so I start flirting, and I get a little sassy when I flirt. And I said something like, oh yeah, you think you're so great, or something like that. And he was like, don't ever talk to me like that again.
He starts crying.
Yeah, I was like, you're a how about that? Like, it just like, it's so weird. I talked to him for more than a crush is a lack of information. I talked to this man for more than clock it. Literally, the most conversation I've ever had with this man were like 2 minutes. You exceed 2 minutes and you'll get all the information you need. That's all I'm saying. And then like he like called a girl ugly, and I was like, dude, wait, what is your problem?
So do you think this man may be representativeless?
I fear that is his representative. So like,
it's just like this 80-year-old chain smoker. He's like, all right, so I have a great idea for you.
I'm like, go away. And anyways, then he leaves, and I was honestly embarrassed, because I was like, damn, it's embarrassing to even say you had a crush on someone like that. Mm-hmm. But all I know to be true is, thank the good Lord, I never went on a date with him. I never smooched him. I got all the info I needed. Mm-hmm. But I will say, vulnerable moment, I don't want a relationship, but for the love of God, can I have a crush? Is that so much to ask? I just want to like have someone that I'm like, oh my God, I'm excited that he texted me, or like, oh my God, we kissed. Like, I just want to kiss. No hand stuff, like nothing. Because
I don't think you want a crush.
Then I'll get attached.
I don't know if you want a crush, because crushes are
why I act so normal when I like a guy.
Look, I think maybe you want like a little like FWB sitch. Like maybe like something with like no strings
I don't
attached.
even think I can handle that. I literally simply just want a guy.
You don't go crazy when like you're having like a crush. Like I have a crush right now, and I'm going ballistic missile.
But it's fun ballistic. Once you like get intimate, I'm not doing that, because then I get attached. But the crush in the beginning before you smooch, fun. I want it.
See, I've passed smooch, so I'm like,
wait, what's going on with you?
Oh, that's not.
How's his representative looking?
He's got a nice representative.
Of course he does.
It's like,
when do they not?
No, it's like extra good representative.
Really?
Yeah.
Like asking you questions, charismatic, bare minimum.
Like actual deep conversation, intellectual.
I'm a sapiosexual.
Well,
shut up.
No.
Am I the 80-year-old man?
On the record, I'm just gonna say that like, I just don't know like how like much of my life he's investigating like on behalf of my representative. So
I feel like you give these men too much credit that they think they're gonna watch. I mean, they should be watching a podcast.
They should be watching anything and everything about me.
I feel like our crushes don't watch 6 Feet Up. If you do, comment.
No,
if you have a crush on us, let us know.
Right. Let us know.
And slide in, because I want a crush on
No, one for you and one for your representative for the algorithm.
Right.
The representative is just, it's looking like extra, like probably like one of the best representatives I've ever talked to.
Okay.
You ever like call like JetBlue or like a really good airline, and they have like a really good customer service agent?
It's giving that.
And it's giving like
JetBlue,
free upgrade to like first class for like no reason, because I like asked her how her day was. She's like, I really needed to hear that. I've upgraded you to business. Like, it's giving that, and it's like,
okay, I'm excited for you.
I just don't want to get my hopes up too high.
Right.
I don't want to, because I will be back on this podcast, me and Kate's podcast in Beverly Hills in this studio.
Hello.
and I'll be a mess.
Yeah.
And you've seen it happen. I mean, we started the pod almost a year ago, and after the first time, that first finance dude who f***ed me up,
but he literally sucked.
On
paper, he sucked.
His representative, you know what his representative was?
JetBlue.
His representative was a f***ing liar.
Yeah.
His representative was like a hotel check-in person that like you get the itemized, like they like won't give you the itemized bill of like what the room charges were.
Oh, okay.
Like a little
hidden
sketchy.
fees.
Hidden fees. Yeah. What are we saying?
Don't know. But honestly, that's exciting. I think the universe wants me to be crushless right now. The universe is sending you a baddie.
I hate to like keep the representative talk up, but I think this every time we keep saying it, like I'm just imagining a tiny person on their shoulder. Have you ever, once representative has been moved out of the way, have you ghosted them or ghosted them in the representative phase? I've ghosted representatives.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have too.
Some representatives are like
they're
not overbearing,
scratching my itch,
or they're overbearing and like a little creepy.
Yeah,
where it's like, you're the most beautiful woman I've ever laid my eyes on.
And I'm like, I know, but come on now.
It's like the dude in last week's episode who sent me $1,000 for no reason because he wanted me to dominate him. I'm not kink shaming, but your representative is a little something's going on.
Come my way. Anyways.
No, I know.
I need him. Yes, egregiously so. I will say, ghosting, I literally don't think it's bad in certain situations. Everyone's like, ghosting is immature. No, it's not. You don't owe anyone shit. Unless you're like in a 6-year-long relationship, then yeah, that's fucked up. Anyways.
Yeah. Or even a few months.
Exactly, yeah.
I think some people have it coming.
Yeah. I would say the same. In New York, this was like a vehement ghosting story. I was dating this guy, and by that I mean I went on a date with him. Like Love Bomb City, but I wasn't that into it, but I was like kind of into it. And we went on a few dates, and he would just like, he talked in riddles. And like, I just like, he was really sweet, but he was
less of the riddle, more of the fiddle.
Yeah, I'm saying. He was like, we'd like be lying in bed together and he'd be like thinking about something. He'd be like, oh yeah, 1, 2, buckle my shoe. And I was like, what do you literally say? Like, it didn't make any sense.
Sketching it out.
Yeah, I was just like, what are you actually talking about? And then he was just like, you're so like special to me. And I don't know. It was just, we went on like 4 dates. And what is so funny?
I'm just imagining you guys like posted up and like in bed and then like hearing him like whisper to himself like while you're like turned to sleep and him like, what do
it was so weird. It was so weird.
Like, no,
yeah. I was like, huh? And it just got weirder. And he was like so corny. He was like, I just want to sit in Central Park with you and eat ice cream and just stare into your beautiful eyes. And I was like, that sounds like a nightmare.
You're gonna murder me.
Yeah, literally. And he just like, I remember the reason I ended it was not gagged it, but the reason I ended it was he was talking about his ex and he was like, that bitch. And I was like, oh,
there it is. There's the representative gone.
No, literally. And I was like, I see it. Crazy. And so,
okay,
I ghosted.
But why is it the guys that, okay, so that's what, it's like as women, it's our innate like instinct that like the guys that are overly nice come across as serial killers. Right. And the guys that kind of come across as serial killers end up being the teddy bears.
Okay.
What?
Yeah, I mean, I see that. Yeah.
No, but do you know? I'm like on paper.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
The guys
like
who
the love of bombing. It just like he said that, and he was like, I would drink a 40 on the train every day, like so mad about her, and I was like, I'm getting a lot of information from you that I didn't ask for
at all.
Anyway, so then I gagged it. By that I mean ended it. And what's so, and this is a fucked up thing I did, like. 2 months later, I didn't respond to him. I matched with him on Bumble.
Okay.
Which was like, it takes 2 to play that game. And then he messaged me being like, oh, thank God. And I just didn't respond. And I was like, why'd I do that? That was so mean. And then...
You mean...
I know, mean. And then a year later, he follows me on Instagram.
Oh.
He still does. He is the first one to look at my stories.
Still.
I wonder if he watches 6 Feet Above. He might actually watch 6 Feet Above. I don't know. But
No,
all I
that
know, that one. Should probably block him, but all I know to be true is that was on my part that I matched with him on Bumble. And I think I was having a low confidence day and I was yearning for validation on the dating apps.
I mean, we've all had those days.
We've all had those days.
Sister, we've all had those days.
So, what about you? You ghost?
I've ghosted a few times.
I hear it.
I used to be really... I know we've had this conversation or, dipped into this subject, but I'll be fully transparent in this episode. Like, I think in the beginning of, my journey as a woman, I think like experiencing straight men for the first time, I was like appalled, aghast, bewildered, like that like men would do this. And then I like realized that it's like, it hurts, but it's like, first of all, it's really not that big of a deal because I was getting offended over people ghosting me after like a week, 2 weeks. I was like, well, maybe you shouldn't become like, I didn't know how to talk to guys like 4 or 5 years ago.
Right.
I didn't know. So I was like, I expected things to move so fast. Like I was like, I'm on my journey of being like the most beautiful woman and someone out there that's so accepting. And I'm like, oh, honey, wait till she finds out reality is coming. Wait till she finds out ketamine didn't cure her. Gag it. Inspector.
Yeah,
Gag it.
Exactly.
So I did learn some things the hard way, but like now I don't really get ghosted. I hint when there's a fade. And when
the worst.
No, and when I see that there's a fade, I just step back.
That's so good that you learned that.
I just step back
still learning
because
that.
I can't humiliate myself because I will feel like an idiot.
I hate feeling like a clown.
Once you just start to see it like fizzle out a little bit, it's a bummer.
Yeah.
And like, knock on wood that this doesn't happen because I have like a direction I want to head in right now. And in that area that like, I don't know, I'm just keeping it cool. What my friend Isabella Fusco, who we bring up all the time on this podcast, tells me, she's like my dating coach. She is the queen of talking to men. If you ever need advice, she's the one to call.
I literally got nervous when I met her. I was like, I've called you hot so many times.
Yeah.
This is honestly awkward.
She basically is like, you literally like just have to be like chill, cool, casual, not overbearing until they like, and it's just, it sucks that it's like up to them to like push it to that next thing. But it's like in nature, you can't force a guy to do what they don't want to do.
You can't.
You can't.
The chill thing is like, yeah, it's true. I'm too chill when I like someone that they think I don't even like them, and then it's still I'm like, yeah, be chill, but also do whatever the you want, because if he likes you, he's gonna like you. You don't have to like play this game.
Yeah, and I don't necessarily like to play a game, but you also need to give people like an opportunity to like miss you.
Well, yeah, don't
being
like
too available. What I've learned, and like my journey of dating, like being too available. I was on FaceTime with my friend Lucci today, and she was like, the reason why you have to like, not necessarily like take steps back, but like not always be available is because like when you give a kid too much candy, they're gonna get sick. They're gonna get sick of it. They're gonna love it in the beginning. Pussy, transvaginal, boom, 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 boom. And then it's like, tummy ache. This doesn't make me feel good anymore. So then, time to go literally the opposite direction, like a vegetable or something. But so you gotta give it with everything good in life. A cigarette, alcohol. Well, we failed that one. You do have to.
Yeah,
dose it out.
Moderation.
And I
just don't be too available.
I have a interesting fact to share with you.
Okay.
That I would like to get your insight on because
please.
It was interesting. So I was reading like the hormones, but the difference between men and women, what happens in the brain when they like catch feelings for another person, right?
The vasopressin of it all.
Okay, yes. Gaga. So women fall in love with oxytocin and dopamine. So that being said, dopamine would probably come from compliments, Dopamine would be coming from like a you look so beautiful or like hearing things that you want to hear, right? That would give someone dopamine because that's like a reward. That's like, oh, I like feel like I'm working or I'm getting somewhere. That's like the dopamine aspect that we get, right? And then the oxytocin is like, you know, what is you hugging, cuddling, hair, playing with, like just anything that's like very intimate, I guess. That's like very
touchy-feely.
not necessarily physical, but like it's oxytocin's that feeling that you get like I think it's like when you like get like an animal cuddles you, or like when you like feel like a bond of sorts. It's like a bonding. I don't really know. I'm not a doctor, and neither are these insurance companies.
Exactly. Like, please.
Yeah. So, but basically, we fall in love that way, and men fall in love with testosterone and vasopressin.
Right.
So they fall in love the complete opposite way that we do.
Love that for us.
The way that we fall in love is literally just affection and like
intimacy.
Like just hearing what we want to hear, essentially. Like if we're gonna dumb it down, okay? They fall in love by being horny and overcoming a challenge. And gag
It's exhausting.
that because that is why it is so difficult, because to find someone to meet you in the middle, those are two completely different opposite like things.
Yeah.
So why it's important, what I've learned and what I've been obviously trying to learn for the past couple of years is like the reason it's important to not be available all the time is because you unfortunately gotta like gag them a bit. Sorry.
I know, and I hate that.
I'm busy. They need to go. Sorry.
No, I have something controversial to say. And
do it.
At my core, I do not think men and women are supposed to date each other. I do not think they should date. All the data shows us that like men should be with men.
What data?
The data I've collected. But like, come on, like we are so different. It is so hard to connect with a straight man. Like, I know this is controversial, and I like that's not me being like, there are no good men out there. I think there are great men out there. I think. And like, I just don't think we're meant to date.
But do you all
I don't think we're meant to be in a relationship. I think we're meant to be physical, but emotionally, we cannot meet each other's needs. Like you meet my needs. Men,
you meet my needs.
They could never. They could never do what you do for me. Ever.
I mean, no one's done more for me. I mean, look at this sign. Like, a man's never done that for me.
Like, the love I get from my girlies, like...
Yeah, the most a man's ever given me is, like, half my money
UTI.
back. Oh, yeah. Different experiences, but also universal.
Right. So, really, it's half my money back.
Yeah, I'm still waiting on the other half.
I just, like... And that's literally not me being anti-man, but I really think they belong with other men. I just do. Like, rail me if I'm wrong.
Saturdays are for the boys.
Saturdays are for the boys. Like, men love being with each other. They're like, oh, I love my boys. Boys night. And they're like, oh, I gotta fuck bitch. And then they're like, post nut clarity. I don't want to be near her when I nut. And I'm like, that doesn't sound like you.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, literally rail me if I'm wrong.
It's
but
not.
It's like, it just doesn't. It's not gagging up.
It's not all gagged up what it's gagged to be.
It's not. I just like, I think we f***ed up somewhere in the universe, like the ancient Greeks or something.
It's always
like,
the Greeks.
It's always the
One
Greeks.
check mark.
Like, no, him, Yanni, we do belong together. Like, you're the only one. You get me. But anyways, I digress.
You gagged me.
You gagged me.
He probably did gag you. Wait, but honestly, if you think about like all the difficult things in life that you have to overcome as a human, I think that is a part of the human experience, right? Like that's, if I'm like zooming out and becoming like a little woo-woo, a little spiritual, like there's a lot of questions that are unanswered for us, such as like, what is the point of life? Like, what is love? What happens when we die? Like, why is there sacred geometry that like equals like pi or something, and like a lot of nature things.
Oh
like,
my gosh.
So it's like
Pythagorean theorem.
Yeah, like there's a lot of like really weird things that make us think, or like paradoxes of sorts. So like I understand why you would come with that point of view. I don't necessarily
Correct statement.
Correct statement. I don't necessarily think that it's wrong or that it's invalid by any means, but like some of the best things in life you may not understand or maybe like haven't gotten through yet. Because not to get all like TED Talk, but like there has been many things that I didn't understand what they were, or didn't think that like it was right. The way we feel about like relationships, or the way specifically that you just stated, like I have felt that similar viewpoint in different areas of my life, but it was probably like the hardest thing that I've ever had to like do, but we got through it. And this is the best, my favorite thing that I always think about. The hardest things that we thought we never could have gotten through, we eventually did.
Well, here's the thing. Like, I know that.
Does that have anything to do with what we talked about?
No, yes. And I agree. And I know that, like, you are going to find the man of your dreams one day. And, like, depending on who I end up with, I'm going to find an incredible partner. I'm just saying.
Gag. Queerness.
Gag. I'm just saying, I think that, like, at the core of the earth, we're supposed to be with men. I think it's great that we're flexible and that,
See, what I said had nothing to do.
Yeah, no, it did. I think it's great that, we stepped out of the earth's needs and we were like, you know what? Actually, I want to go for a man as a woman. Or you know what I mean?
No, I know. So you lost me in that last part.
It's like we weren't supposed to up the earth. I mean, there's pollution up the wazoo.
Right.
That wasn't supposed to happen, but it is. We weren't supposed to date men, but we are.
But also, you have to blame society and technology and accessibility at the same time. Because maybe it worked a lot easier back then, before there was the dating apps of the world and like...
Well, women were like the beneath Earth's crust when it came to what they got, like #no rights.
Yeah. No, I absolutely can 100% agree with you there, but somewhere in the middle. Like between the women's rights movement and like today's technology, like do you think, because there's a lot of like late millennial people that just like are like people who used to get married so young.
Oh my
God, now
it's
it's like everyone in LA is like mid-30s still like
love it,
gag it. But it's also like the men, it's all their fault. It's honestly, ultimately, because they built this city and they tore it down.
I'm saying, but I do know that like the love of your life is around the corner. But I'm just saying, it's not what the earth wanted. For you to be with a man. We just said some things that may be controversial, but we had to say it. But what's crazy is we're about to enter a segment where there are things we have to say so bad that we had to name a segment after it. And this is called Off Our Chest.
Right.
Where we just need to get something off our chest, whether it be good, whether it be bad, something that happened to us. We've been holding it inside so long.
Yeah, but like
we need it out.
It's like generational trauma if you think about it.
I'm glad you said it. Someone had to.
Speaking of off our chest, I did realize that there was like a flake of cookie on my chest the entire time we were filming.
Birthday girl.
That my dress was like lopsided. So
don't say anything about that.
So don't say the whole dress was like centered the entire time.
Literally. I didn't know. I would have told you. I didn't notice.
You would have clocked?
I would have clocked.
And?
Gagged it.
Thank you. Yeah. There's a new saying every week. Should I start? So my verse off my chest was, I don't know if you guys remember in the last episode, you probably all do, and it's because it was terrifying. I was wearing the poncho. The poncho from the original Glitter and Poncho episode. It's not the most flattering shirt in the world.
I think it is.
No, well, oh, that's not. So the reason I wore that shirt last week is because it covers everything. It was It was my insecurity shirt. It was like freshly sober, just gained 80 pounds, boots. I'm gonna wear this poncho that essentially for a small child could be a floor length gown.
Love.
And it's like that one of those like Balenciaga like sweaters where the sleeves are like down
the
to
Ariana
the floor.
Grande sleeves?
No, it's Ariana Grande sleeves, like boots for people who aren't like my height at all. But the reason I wore that shirt last week because A, it was, hilarious. B, I get spray tans, okay? Because mama doesn't like to tan. Mama doesn't like to lay in the sun for too long. I get sweaty. I get irritated. And my family has a history with lumps or things coming from the sun. So I try to see. Look at me. I'm covered in freckles already, and I barely go in the sun. So you see me laying one wrong way, I'm spraying the SPF. You better believe it.
Right.
I'm doing my absolute.
Oh. Yeah, correct.
My absolute. Basically, my spray tan was starting to fade, and I wasn't like upkeeping the moisturization. And so when you don't do that, it starts to like patch off. It sounds gross, but it's literally just like the bronzer starts fading uneven, and you kind of look like you have a flesh-eating disease. It's really awesome.
Love.
It just didn't look right, and I didn't feel like correcting it or fixing it. I was also running behind. So after last week's episode, I was like, I need to get this off me. And the only way you can get a spray tan off you is with exfoliation. And
so I've heard.
Mind you, like, kind of extreme exfoliation. Depending on the type of product you use, the type of spray tan I use is good for like sweating, so I can like exercise or like do things without like worrying about it. So you have to scrub extra hard. And to do that requires like a lot of effort. And like I didn't have the energy or capacity to sit there, do an everything shower with like exfoliating gloves, baby oil. It makes a mess.
It's too much. It's too much.
So I was like, I should go get a Korean body scrub. It has to be a Korean body scrub because they like dump the like buckets of water on you and then just like go
oh my God,
absolutely ham. Like a normal body scrub is like for like the essence and the vibes, where they're just like gently like using like a no.
Yeah.
Babe, they will abuse you to whatever degree you want. So that's why I love a Korean body scrub. Like, you see my shoulder? Clock it.
Wow.
Like I am buffed and shined. So I picked a Korean body scrub place in Koreatown to go to at 10 p.m. because that was the only time. That was the only time I was able to do it, right?
Damn.
So we filmed last week, and immediately after we filmed, I head to Koreatown, right?
Yeah.
I don't, for preface, I didn't go to public school. I didn't play sports. I didn't do a lot of things that were locker room sort of like. I never saw naked people really a lot. Like that just wasn't really my thing. Okay. Pre-transition or post-transition. Basically, I didn't realize that it was like semi-private. So I didn't know it was like a whole spa where like everyone is walking around and there's like jacuzzis and like everyone's naked. Like she gave me the pass and the robe, and she's like, all right, you can just join everyone downstairs and she will call you when she's ready. And I'm like, wait, I thought this was like a private appointment. Or I walk downstairs and it's just like tits out, cool. Vagine out, cool.
Right.
But like personally for me, I was like, oh my God, this is like a lot. I think seeing naked people in general, not even just the fact that like it's a vagina or whatever. I think if it was dicks, balls, transvaginal, vaginal, like anything, like I think just a crowd of naked people is a sight that you don't see often. And this place was,
it's alarming.
It was packed for 10 p.m. because it's a 24-hour. So there was like 100 butt naked chicks, right? And no matter vagine or peen, that is not something that I like necessarily think I would feel comfortable in partaking. So I kept the shorts on that they gave me, just rolled them up. And I had my boobs out just because it was just like, whatever, it's just boobs, okay? I was like clocked down boots.
Did you get like looks?
Everyone was like looking at me because I had my shorts on because everyone's vagine was out. But what am I going to do, right? It's like,
Can they mind their business? How about that?
No, and I just, obviously, like I said, vagine or peen, whatever it is that, you know, I have going down there, regardless, I just don't think I would be joining the crowd on that one. So I go sit in the hot tub, I have the shorts on, and it was just like, people whispering, and it was just...
Okay,
it was
get
just
a life.
Like, really odd, and it was, what do you want me to do? Go to the men's? Like,
Yeah.
what, there...
No.
Do you see how men act? I can't go over there.
No.
No. You want my tits out? I wouldn't come out of there. They'd have to hide me in the basement.
Jeez.
So, homegirl calls me over and she's like, your body scrub, it's time to do your body scrub. And I was like, okay, slay. I have a fake tan on, so there's gonna be like, chunks flying. And
Right.
that there were, of course. But she was like, take your shorts off. And I was like, no. She's like, I have to do this properly, take your shorts off. And I was like, I don't want to. So if you can't scrub me everywhere else, then I'll leave.
Right.
And she just seemed so annoyed because I told her I was just like, I don't want to get naked. I don't want to get butt naked at all. And I asked her for like a nice amount of pressure, but she gave extra pressure.
You were like, this feels personal.
And this started to feel a little bit personal.
Oh my God.
And then she like held me hostage until I like tipped her. I was gonna tip her anyway, but she like, I scanned her Venmo code and then she like had one hand on my phone while I was doing it.
Oh my God.
And she like wouldn't. I was like, I was gonna tip you anyway.
That is so.
I think she literally. I think everyone in that. I think everyone hates me. I also think. Let me just before I wrap this off my chest up. I do think that like, on top of everyone being naked around me, I will say, I think that site and also just considering like who I was before I was this. Like this sounds really for me to say, but like I felt like I was. This is going to sound very pick-me, but this is genuinely how I felt. And this is why I was really anxious and like hyper-analyzing the people who were staring at me. Like I almost felt like I was like invading a space that wasn't mine. And that is like,
that you feel that way.
I hate that I felt that way too. Like when you're like really nervous or you're like in a place where like you don't feel like you belong and you just like, you feel like a robot, like you don't really know what you're doing. Like I just kept going to the bathroom and just like sitting there, and I just like, I didn't want anyone to see me. I was just like, and eventually I just like talked myself into like just being like go just like chill in the hot tub with your shorts on like everyone else. And then I did that, but like still in the back of my mind I was like, I don't feel like I belong here. And I think it was from that day forward I realized that I will only, if I get a body scrub again, it is 100% going to be private, because that was an experience.
I hate that you felt that way. You absolutely deserve to be there. And like, for real, you should not have been made to feel like you're just minding your business with your yavos out. Like,
yeah, but I think that was like I'll admit, like I think part of it was a me issue. I think like
because you said that about the sober living too. You were
Yes.
like, I feel like I was invading a space. You absolutely are not. You are supposed to be there, and I'm very sorry that you felt that way. That's fucked up. And I'm going to beat them up.
Right. Every single one of them. That's off my chest. I got a very, very, very personal body scrub. She throws the exfoliator at me and she goes, you need to scrub more when you get home.
That's crazy. And now I'm mad.
What's your off your chest?
I got two because they're so short, but one that reminded, I had a really weird locker room experience recently. I walk into the locker room at the gym. First of all, I see a girl spraying her toes with perfume, and I was like, fine.
I get it.
Like I love it. But then I'm in the nude because I'm going to take a shower.
Right.
So I'm walking naked, and I walk by this girl, and she's taking like thirst trap selfies in her workout outfit, and I'm in one of her selfies in the nude. And I was like, wouldn't it be crazy if you deleted that? And she just like looked at me and laughed. So that girl has a nude of me. Love. I didn't see her delete it. But then I take a shower. I get out of the shower, and I'm like,
she's
getting
filming
ready.
you.
Yeah, she's like, I'm like, why are you in the shower?
She's live streaming.
Yeah, no. And this girl comes up to me, and she's like, oh my God, I love your leggings. And I was like, oh, thank you. And she was like, listen, I know this sounds weird, but like, I am a psychic. She takes out her card, and she was like, you're gonna help people one day.
Uh-huh.
But I was like, you're trying to get my money.
Right.
But I was like, oh my God, thank you. And she's like, yeah, I'm getting that vibe. But here's the thing. I've never seen her in the locker room since. So I'm thinking she might have been like
an angel?
Yeah. But anyways.
Well, maybe she was just like popping around to different gyms.
Right, trying to sell it. Yeah,
like with a day pass, you know?
Could be the truth.
Yeah. But I like the angel theory better.
It could be an angel too.
Yeah.
I'm going to help people. But anyways.
No, I think you had that energy about you though.
Really?
I think both of us do, honestly. I think like we have that like authoritative kind of like we're gonna dictate the world and
I gotta
put
agree.
every man in a cage.
I gotta agree.
Yeah.
But my second one is
to help people.
Right, yeah, to help people. So, for those that don't know, I've been pursuing stand-up for the past 2 months. I've been going to open mics. Hey! And, you know, in the beginning, I'd go to, like, women's open mics because it just felt safe. But I was like, if I want to do stand-up, I need to go to, like, mixed mics with men. Because, like, the crowd's not going to be only women. So I go to a lot of these mixed mics, and most of the time, it's just, like, me and another girl there, and that's it. Like, it's a boys club.
Yeah,
and
Saturdays
are for the boys. And listen, like, I know I don't know about stand-up, and I know that this is just how it goes, but let me complain on our podcast, okay? Like, let me just complain. I want to get this off my chest.
Okay.
I am really sick of going to these open mics, and these men get on stage. They talk about dismembering women.
What?
They talk about raping women. They talk about assaulting dogs.
What?
Yesterday, a guy talked about having sex with his dog. And it's just like, they say, oh, I hear a slur at every open mic. At every open mic, I hear a slur. And it's never funny. Like, that's the thing. Like, I do believe slurs, not okay. But I do believe that, like, you can make jokes about almost anything. And it can be funny if you are funny and if you are a good joke writer.
Right.
Hey, guess what? You're actually just scary. Like, I literally sit in the corner, like, scared. And I know I'm not crazy because I bond with women after these mics.
Right.
I bonded with a girl yesterday. This guy's talking about his dog, and it's not funny. It's so weird.
It's just like,
and nobody's laughing. And then we leave, and she's like, dude, what's wrong with these men? She's like, they need therapy. I was like, I know, but they're like, no. Oh, it's like, it's comedy. It's pushing the boundaries. I'm like, hey, shouldn't comedy be funny? Like, is that wrong?
Comedy doesn't have to always root in
the hatred of anti-woman,
yeah.
like homophobia. I hear the F slur at almost every mic. Every straight man says it. And it's not okay. It's not fine. And I know that's just like the way it's has to be, I guess, at open mics, because like anyone can go.
It doesn't have to be that way.
It doesn't have to be that way, but like anyone can go. Like, I am going to these, and it's just like I found like good ones, safe ones, but like the incels always find the way in, and like I'm just like, that's the excuse. Like, I feel like so many comedians hide behind the fact that like, oh, it's comedy, like anything goes, and it's like, actually, like, no. It like kind of doesn't. And I don't love that, like, I'm at this open mic. It's already like scary to go. It's very scary. Like, I get so scared before I get on stage, and the guy before me is talking about legit like sexually assaulting a woman.
That's so crazy.
And they're like, aha! And I'm like, so I don't know.
Yeah.
And I know that like I'm new to stand up. I don't know a lot about comedy, but I do know hashtag unsafe. Like,
you do
scary.
know that you feel unsafe, and you do feel like that's
like,
not.
What are you talking about chopping up women and then hiding their bodies? And they're like, yeah. And then I said it. I'm like, wait, stop.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of terrifying.
So sorry.
It's just such a part of it. Like, I talked to my roommates about it, and they're like, yeah, open mics are like where the incels go. They like talk about their hatred of women. It's just like how it is.
Damn.
And I'm like, that sucks. I love open mics, but sometimes they get a little scary.
Yeah, open wounds.
And
I'm like, what? Okay, so Kate and I made a unanimous decision today that we're going to do the minimal intelligence segment every blue moon. So we didn't do it last episode. We're not going to do it this episode because I just want it to be special. I think it's one of my favorite segments, and I want to be able to like rack up the screenshots. I'm like, so if you're a man, send us the worst messages you can possibly. No,
you don't even have to fucking say that.
No, please don't. I don't. Yeah, we literally don't have to say that. But I just want to make sure that it's like a special thing that maybe we do once a month or twice a month. But something that we are going to do, that we do every episode, is answer a couple questions or advice and queries that you sent into our Instagram at 6 Feet Above Pod. So if you don't follow us over there, please go ahead and do so you know when we post for the questions, and maybe you can be included in the next app. Kate, take it the away. Yeah. I lied. I'm going to take it away.
I lied.
Okay, so the first question is, and I know we've touched on this a couple times, but I know the audience members really like when Kate touches on her experience with this specific topic. So this person asked, how do I know when it's time to stop weed? Kate, this is all you. I never got into weed. I never got in the weed era because it made me feel crazy, but you take it away on this one.
I mean, not to sound annoying, but I feel like if you're asking that question, perhaps it is time to peruse the idea of stopping. I feel like with that gag. I mean, it's true. Like when I started like Googling, "Am I an alcoholic?" Like that's when I kind of knew it was time to rack it up.
Me Googling, why do I feel like a woman at 12 in a sushi restaurant or 8 or however the fuck old I was.
If you're writing in, if you're Googling it, maybe it's a problem. Like for me, I know that I did feel very dependent on it. It felt like the last thing I had, especially when I gave up drinking. I was like, well, at least I have weed, and like that's the last thing I have. And if you're feeling that way, it's time to peruse it. For me, the red flags were when I smoked a lot of weed, I would get really high and I would like eat an entire pot of raviolis.
Gag.
And I would watch PORN. Not for like fun, but you know.
Would you would get really HORNY?
Yeah.
When you smoked WEED.
Yeah. Waking up with like raviolis on your chest after getting blackout high. Start crying. After getting blackout high and like PRN playing.
Right.
That was like,
it's
come
still
on
playing
now.
when you wake up.
Yeah. And there's like legit marinara on my yams. It's like, it's time to rack it up.
Yeah.
I just like, when you notice it, like you're thinking about it all day, you're like dependent on it for happiness. You're like, finally a release. Like, it's time to like gag it up. And the fact that you're writing into us, it just kind of shows that maybe it's not like very manageable. And I'll say like the thought of giving up weed when I was in the thick of it was like, I was like, no way. I'm chill on weed. All I'm doing is eating.
Yeah.
And feeling a little frisky. That's all I'm doing. Let me live. Like, it's the last thing I have. Let me live. And it was like that. And like entitlement. I was just like, no, like I deserve this. And it's like, you deserve to explore life without it. You deserve to find other things that can bring you happiness, because like for so long I depended on like weed for that. And it's like, I took it away and it was so hard at first. It sucked. Oh my God. I thought I was never going to bust again. I thought I was never going to enjoy food again. I was like, well, this is it. And like, it does suck for a while, but then you like explore other parts of yourself. You explore other things you're interested in. And it's so crazy because I feel like, I don't know if I've talked about this before, but the day I gave up weed, the next day, I took an Uber and my Uber driver was a woman and we started talking about being sober. And she was like, I didn't even tell her I stopped smoking weed. And she was like, when I stopped smoking weed, that changed my life. I became so fucking confident. And I was like, it was so weird. It was like the day after I quit. And I was so mad. I was like, duh, like, so, because she was like, how's your night? And I was like, it sucks. I'm sober. And I was like, way too honest. She probably didn't care. But she did. And we had a really good convo. All that to say, just try stopping it. Know that it's going to suck in the beginning. Give yourself some grace. And you deserve to
be frisky and eat without feeling the need to always have a constant relief.
Please, I'm begging. That was beautiful.
Thank you.
Do you have anything to say?
Nope. Promise I don't.
Okay, the next one is, can personality overshine looks? If you don't find them attractive, but you love their personality.
I think that's like, that's happened to me a few times. Or like, maybe not fallen in love, but I've like caught feelings for someone later on that I didn't expect to. Just because of the way they were and the way, like, how good I felt around these specific types of people.
Yeah.
But yeah, absolutely, it can overshine.
I feel like that's such a woman experience. Like, so often we go for personality.
Yeah. But gag this. Sometimes.
Do you think attraction happens over time? Like if you really, because I saw a video of this girl and this guy and it was them like being lovey-dovey and she was like, I'm so glad that I went for this guy even though I found him absolutely wretchedly ugly in the beginning of our relationship.
Oh my God.
And we were like, whoa, but
I think there's just like different like phases and levels, and not everyone experiences them equally. Like sometimes people can start from a 10 and end at a 2 and then end back up at a 5, right?
Yeah.
But then like with a situation like this where you just like literally don't have a singular thought in your brain about ever pursuing them, I do think that it's possible, and I think that it happens on different levels. And there's also there's probably a reason why you're asking that question too. So if you feel like you're catching feelings for someone that you didn't expect to, hey, ride the wave.
But also, at the same time, I feel like I've been in this position where I'm like, oh my God, I like him so much, his personality, but I'm just not attracted to him. Like, don't force that just because they have a good. I mean, I just assumed that this is with a man. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done that. But I can only speak from my experience, like, and my friends, like, we've talked about this, like, do not feel the need to like go for someone just because they have a good personality. Like, you deserve to have a good personality and that you want to bust on them all night long.
Whoa.
Like, don't. Whoa.
Loading zone.
You deserve a loading zone and a personality city. So, like, don't just be like, yeah, I'll overlook it, because a lot of people don't overlook that. So, don't feel the need to. That's all I'm going to say.
And with that being said,
I'm so grateful for that.
I'm really grateful for that. I'm really, really, really grateful. I'm grateful that I get to go to Miami tomorrow.
It's going to be crazy.
I think I'm going to gag the people of Miami. I really am not sure, because I know that, like, I know their politics in Florida, so I don't know how well that's going to go over for me. Like,
they're so materialistic that they're going to love you.
They're going to be like,
who's hot? Oh my God, she's so hot. Blah, blah, blah.
Like, who's this fresh meat? This 7-foot fresh meat? Yeah.
They love the tall girlies in
Do they?
Miami. Oh, God, yeah.
Oh, I'm scared.
You should be.
Am I going to be eaten alive?
Maybe.
Really?
You're like, yay.
Yay. I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful that I'm not sick anymore. I feel like I was on and off sick from New York for like ever. Everyone's like sick right now.
Everyone's sick.
Everyone's sick. I just, I think we had a really good episode today, so I'm really grateful for that. And I'm happy we're still doing this damn thing. I don't know. I don't have that much today, but I know that there's more I'm grateful for, and I'll probably save it for next week.
Hey, I'm so happy we're still doing this. Feel like we've like so improved our podcast game since the first episode.
We've gagged it.
Thank God. And I know I did my little complaint about open mics, but like so grateful for them. Like I can't believe that I'm even getting up on stage. Like
I can.
Thank you. Like every time I get up, I'm like, damn, I can't believe you really did that. Even if it's like not a good set, I still did it.
I can't believe I left this place not dismembered.
Yeah, I'm like, thank God. And yeah, I'm just grateful that the rashes are clearing up. And hopefully this is, October. No rash October.
Hey.
Come on. Let's make it a thing.
Let's make it a thing.
Yeah.
Hashtag it.
No
Hashtag it and hashtag it.
Hey.
All right, you
Love
guys.
you.
We love you, and we will see you in the next episode.